people were talking about passports. And I said, I don't need a passport. I'm not leaving the country. And lo and behold, here comes Asia, here comes Spain, here comes Germany, here comes England. It's just like, wow. Like, I had to renew my passport because that one was worn out. So I got it fresh for now, so I'm ready to fill it up again and just keep traveling some more.
Hello, welcome along to the latest edition of the Tungsten Talk here at the MODUS Super Series, where we delve into the life and times of some of the biggest stars in the sport of darts. And talking about stars, well, stars don't get much bigger, much better than the soldier himself, Leonard Gates. Leonard, great to have you. We're going to talk all about your career, the darts, the baseball. We're going to get to everything over the course of this conversation. Just first of all, where did darts come into play for Leonard Gates?
It came into play in like 1994. Me and my cousin hanging out, and some buddies of ours came in to play on some electronic dartboards we had there in the place. And but nobody would ever play on them. We would just go play pool. Y'all call it snookers over here, and it started from there, man. And I would have never imagined it go this far.
So I suppose it was just something, an issue that was quite a sociable thing for yourself.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I guess it was a challenge because, you know, of course, I knew about the game and how people played it at home in the garage and stuff, but for me to take an object to hit another object and with accuracy, that was the challenge for me. And it kind of got addictive, and it's still addictive.
So when you started picking up a dart, how long did you realize that actually I'm okay at this game?
I guess once I figured out how to hold the dart, and just the routine of the repetition of doing it, I said one day I'll get better where I can just hit what I want to hit at will, and it just went from there to where we are now.
So I suppose we've spoken about your past previously in terms of baseball. Now, are you somebody that was very naturally gifted when it came to sports?
Yes. You know, growing up with in our neighborhood and with the other kids, we always competed, whether we were racing against each other, playing basketball, playing football. Just we did outdoor things, you know, down south in United States and Texas. So we were always out there competing and just doing stuff, and it carried over to sports, you know, when we were in school and stuff like that.
So what was life growing up like for you in Texas?
It was pretty calm for me. You know, my mom's kept us, you know, me and my brother kind of disciplined to things in life and stuff like that, trying to keep us humble and safe. She was a worrier. She always worried when we hit the doors, like, oh my God, where are my boys going? But, you know, we knew that, and we kind of looked out for each other, kept us to make sure we got back home to her at the end of the day or something like that.
So she was kind of like the bedrock for yourself then?
Yeah, definitely she was.
So we talk about sports, we talk about upbringing. Baseball was something that came into play very early on in your life. Where did that start? Was that something, again, was that playing in the street and then playing it at school and things like that?
It actually started at the YMCA. We have a YMCA down there, and they had basketball, they had football, flag football, they had all these other sports. And then, you know, as far as playing baseball, they wanted to put a team together. I knew nothing about it, but I played it. Went to the flea market and got me a bat and everything, and it just started from there. And then once I got to high school, or I'll say middle school, because our high school coach came to our middle school recruiting. So once I went to the high school, I was just like, yeah, I'm in it. And plus, my older brother played it, so I was like, yeah, I want to play it too. So
it's kind of in the family blood then.
Yeah, you can say that. He didn't stick with it, I did, you know.
So what position did you play? Were you more of a batter, or were you more out in the field?
I was, being a batter, you also play the field. So I played catcher, first base, third base, and I pitched. So I only pitched because I could throw the ball harder than anybody else on the team. So he also tried to make me pitch it. But my natural thing was hitting and fielding.
So all-rounder then, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
So where did the baseball then go for you? Because obviously you had a fair bit of success with that, didn't you?
Yeah. I got a scholarship about 200 miles from my hometown city, and I played college ball there. And then 1995, I signed playing with the Phillies in spring training and just different other farm clubs. And thereafter, one of my managers told me, he said the problem that the professional level had with me is that I could do all of these positions and the organization really didn't know where to put me. I'm like, dude, if I can do all of them, put me somewhere, you know?
So you're almost a victim of your own success to a certain extent.
Yeah, I would say that. I would definitely say that.
What would you say your highlight in terms of your baseball career was? What was the one moment you can look back at when you were playing in that sport? You can look back and think, that was the one thing I achieved more than anything. I'm really, really proud of that.
It was, I say a game, and when I was in high school, I went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs that game, and 8 RBIs. So that was because at that moment, that was college scouts happened to be at that game to come watch me play, and I showed them what I could do, and it was just like, wow, this kid's good, you know.
Do you still have that burning love? Do you kind of still maybe play a little bit, maybe just like out in like the yard or something like that?
Well, no, not so much as play, but I still go to the batting cages, and I hit repetitions off the balls coming out of the pitching machine and stuff like that, you know, because it feels good. It's kind of a stress relief for me, relaxation at the same time, and I can get a good workout doing it.
So it's your first love really when it comes to sport.
Yeah, definitely that, yeah.
So let's move from baseball to darts, because from one sport you're very good at to another sport that you're very good at as well. We spoke about the journey about where darts started for you in more of a recreational sense. When did it begin to get a little bit more serious for yourself?
I would say around the year 2000, and from there on, because 2000, that was the first big soft tip tournament that I attended. And, you know, I walked in a hotel and walked in a ballroom and I saw all of these dartboards. I was like, whoa, what is this? You know, in my bars back at home, it was just 1 or 2 boards, or other bars, 1 or 2 boards. And I was in a room just full of dartboards, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. So, I mean, it just started from there. And they were telling me that this tournament happens every year. So I kept going back every year. And then steel tip came into effect, and now I'm like, wait a minute, I can do both. So yeah, I started doing both.
Soft tip was such a big part of, particularly the early part of your career. Just tell us a little bit about your times involved in that.
It really started with soft tip. It's almost like you can get hypnotized by playing it because of the crowds that we bring in. Just at a normal tournament, you know, hundreds of people are there, and it's kind of relaxing, people having a good time. Steel tip is more seriousness. The guys are serious, and we'll see how. But yeah, during the soft tip era, and then just trying to achieve different goals and win bigger trophies and win more money while playing it. So that was kind of the drive to continue to play it, you know.
In terms of the soft tip game, what would you say your biggest achievement was there?
Probably when I won a couple of world stages over in Asia with the Darts Live. That's definitely the biggest achievement, you know. And to travel over there to win those prestigious awards was just fascinating, man. It's like, okay, I won this one. I'm waiting to see when the next one I can try to go win that one and that four on. Kind of like the PDC when those guys go back and win every year after year, and it just drives you, you know, as a dart player, as a person myself.
And out in Asia, they are so crazy. Were you kind of taken aback about how mad they are, particularly for the soft tip game?
Yeah, definitely. We have a big soft tip backing over in the United States, but in Asia, it is extremely huge. It's everywhere. You go over there everywhere you want to go. You got Darts Live, you have Phoenix. Both organizations pull in thousands and thousands of players and people just to watch. And when they watch, then they want to play, and then they get involved, and you just add more and more on it. But the thing about it is it's so compact. You know, I go over there, I'm the big dude. I'm just like, oh, everything is so, you know. So yeah, they're used to it. I'm not. I'm just like, okay, give me some room, but you can't. It's just so many people pack it in.
Is it fair to say it's taking you to parts of the world you may have never expected to have gone to?
Oh, definitely. Coming up, people were talking about passports. And I said, I don't need a passport. I'm not leaving the country. And lo and behold, here comes Asia. Here comes Spain. Here comes Germany. Here comes England. It's just like, wow. Like, I had to renew my passport because that one was worn out. You know, I got it fresh one now, so I'm ready to fill it up again and just keep traveling some more.
Let's talk about the steel tip game. And first of all, the transition that you made from soft tip to steel tip, when did the steel tip game become a little bit more serious for you?
The seriousness, I think after a tournament we had in the United States, it was called the Charlotte Open. That was like, I won kind of like the trip to go there through the ADO organization. And then when I went over there, of course, everybody's dressed, collared shirts, black pants, and this and that. And I'm just like, okay, it's like soft tip, but no, everybody had this serious look on their face when they're playing. And I went through there and I got beat by every event I played in. And I went back to my room. I said, if I'm going to do this, I definitely got to get better and get more serious at doing it. And then that was the challenge, also a challenge for me, because when I go back to another tournament, I was more serious. I got myself better. And, you know, here we are now.
In terms of the skills of the soft tip game and the skills of the skills of the steel tip game, what are the transferable skills? And does it take a little bit of time to readjust one to another, or are they both very similar to a certain extent?
For my personal experience, I would say it was a natural kind of a transition for me, because you're still holding a dart and you're still shooting at a target. The difference is kind of some inches between the line on each board and the segments that are on the board. Soft tip is more, you got big, wider triples, you know, bigger bull, whereas steel tip, you don't have that, so you have to concentrate a little more, and I kind of feed off of that. I like the concentration more, you know, the seriousness, because if I'm doing that, I know I'm competing.
I want to talk about that competitive edge, because you've mentioned quite a lot that you're somebody that likes a challenge. Where does that side stem from?
Just me growing up in my neighborhood, because we, as kids, we challenged each other a lot. It'd be like, say, for example, you and I, okay, I want to race Henry. And then we get on the line and we race, and it's just, I know Henry's fast. I got to be faster. And it's just trying to beat my next opponent. That's where it stems from. So even in a team sport, say football that we play, American football, it's I played lineman, so I had to block this guy and get him out the way so my running back can go and try to score a touchdown. So it was a natural thing all the time for me to compete like that.
So as a competitor, as a sports person, would you say that's your biggest strength?
Yes, definitely. I have that never give up attitude. It's not over till the fat lady sings or whatever and stuff like that. Even when it's over, I'm thinking to myself, is it over? It don't feel like it's over. So, you know.
Let's talk about some of the successes then that you've had in your career. And I suppose a lot of it has stemmed over the last 2-3 years or so. We'll begin with the North American Championship a few years ago, which gave you that invite, of course, didn't it, to the Grand Slam of Darts and the World Championship in 22, 23? Yes,
definitely that. Those were major accomplishments for me. It's a good feeling after you go and compete and you achieve that goal and you get there, and it's just like the hunger keeps me wanting to come back and do it again and over again. I tell myself now, I've been to the Alley Pally a couple of times. I want to keep coming back every year. So I have to keep myself up to compete to earn my spot to get back there again.
What was it like winning at MSG?
Oh man, it was phenomenal. I mean, I've never expected the American crowd to be like they were that year I went, and they definitely showed that we could do that over there, you know.
In terms of the sport in North America, and particularly the United States, where would you say it's at this present moment in time?
It's definitely, it definitely has risen from back when the days where it was just kind of like something to do. It's more prestigious now, and it has more to offer for the players to come over here and do MODUS, to go to Ali Pali, and also to travel like I've traveled also. You just have to have that commitment to do it.
Let's talk about that debut then at the World Championship at Alexandra Palace. First of all, we know that you love the walk-ons and you love engaging with the crowd. First of all, what was that walk-on like? What were the nerves like before you got out on stage for the first time?
It actually wasn't nerves for me because, like I said, when I played in a minor league organization, I've been in front of crowds like that. It was just the whole time I'm thinking, okay, I'm having fun, just be relaxed. But I was also telling myself, I'm here to compete. Maybe I knew my opponent or not, but I just said, okay, I have to shoot better than him to just to get to the next opponent and stuff. But from being on that stage and the love that Ali Pali showed me, oh man, that's the high. That is a total high right there, because it's the feeling. The fans don't know me from Adam. They just, okay, he's another dart player. But they embraced everything that I did, and if I was shooting or if I was miscounting, whatever, they embraced it all, man. It's a wonderful feeling.
You played Stephen Bunting, didn't quite work out. What was that experience like playing one of those best players? And you pushed Stephen a fair bit. And did that kind of give you the confidence for you to then go on and achieve what you did achieve in 2023?
Well, playing against Stephen, it was I would say familiar, because he also too played soft tip over in Asia at the same time I was there. So I knew of him, I knew about him, but I didn't know he played steel like he plays steel. So it was the concentration to try to say, okay, this guy's known as steel tip. I know what he can do at soft tip, but he's known as steel for his steel tip, and it was a fabulous feeling.
And then from there, the World Seniors became a thing for yourself. I know the Circus Tavern didn't quite work out. And then you go to Blackpool. And you played in a last chance qualifier, didn't you, to play at the Champion of Champions. You got through that. And then suddenly just everything clicked for you, didn't it, that weekend?
Oh, yeah, it definitely did. That just from the start to finish, I was on that high that, okay, I'm here to compete. I'm playing against legends of the game, but I'm still playing the game of darts. And once I got in that zone, in that mode, the motor was going, all cylinders lined up, and I came out with the championship.
You win. First of all, what was that feeling like when you lifted that trophy, that real big one that you got?
It was heavy. The trophy itself was heavy, but the feeling was just like, I'm telling myself, this could be one of many, The seniors is going on, and if they have it year after year, I'm going to try to be there year after year, consistently winning or consistently competing at least, But as you see now, the seniors, everybody's there taking it very serious, and that's what I love about the game. The game has brought in guys that call themselves, they retired. They're coming out. They're coming back to play, and they dusting off the darts. And we have ambassadors that are still playing and showing these younger players what it's all about.
And then one led to another.
Yeah.
Then led to another. Was that your best year, particularly with the senior stuff, 2023?
Yes, definitely my best year. I wish it could have started off with the championship, but it didn't. But those three that followed in a row, and it's kind of numbing, because I was just like, I just did that. I won three out of the four of the senior events that went on, and I'm just like, can I keep doing this year after year? So maybe pull a Phil Taylor with him.
And you were dominant in a sense of Phil Taylor. Then you went to the Lakeside at the end of 2023. On the back of everything that you did in the seniors, did you go into that championship with realistic expectations of going on to win it?
Yeah, yes, I definitely do that. I mean, I go with the expectation of winning it, but it's that thing where the cylinders got to fire. If one cylinder's off, then everything's off, and you don't want to think about it. You don't want to let it frustrate you. So you just get in the zone and try to concentrate and get back to the basics, and get everything fine tuned, Because with me, if everything's fine-tuned, I'm be hard to beat. I will be hard to beat.
Then into 2024, obviously you didn't win the World Series. Is that the one, possibly the Circus Tavern? Is that the one that's not got away, but the one that you feel like is missing to complete the set in the seniors?
Yeah, definitely that. Because and plus it's more prestigious as you know. There's a hunger for it for me to win that one, but like I said, everything's got to be clicking with all cylinders firing, and if that happens, I will be tough to beat. It's just got to happen for me.
Then we saw you back at the World Championships in December. Really good win against Cameron Menzies. What were your memories of that game?
It was. I knew I had to compete against Menzies. I've watched him play. I've played with him when he came to America and played in Vegas. I was 2 for 2 getting past the first round, but I look further than just getting past the first round. I got to play the second round and this and that. Try kind of like, when Aspinall, he has his hitch or whatever they say he has, but I'm just like, I'm going to play him like he doesn't have his hitch, But you see, I didn't play like that, but if I would have, then the outcome would have been different maybe. And, it's going to be one of those things, one of those years that I'm going to get there and get deeper into the tournament,
Let's talk about the future then. What does Leonard Gates like to see from Leonard Gates in terms of the future or your future within the sport?
Definitely playing this game. Each event I go to, you want to go play with nothing else on your mind but what you're there to do for, and just to push myself to perform at top peak each event I go to, each tournament I attend, and stuff like that, and just kind of like, I guess you say, dominate and put up the numbers. I don't too much worry about the numbers, but the only ones that I concentrate on is the W or the L. That's it.
What would Leonard Gates, or young Leonard Gates from Texas, make of what he's achieved in sport?
He would be definitely amazed. I still lay in bed at night and it's just like, thank God that I'm here, but it's just like, this is unbelievable. I get to travel and do this and perform and compete on a different level and against different people. He'll definitely be amazed at what he's doing now.
Leonard, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. It's been nice to delve into your career and your life. Really, really been good fun to watch you and hopefully see you play for a lot longer as well. Thank you for watching the latest edition of the Tungsten Talk here on Pluto TV.